Hello everyone, and today's video is one that I'm really excited for. I feel like I say that every time, but it's going to be my 2021 favorites so far. So filming this mid-year 2021, and I limited myself to 10 favorites. So my 10 favorite products that I've tried in 2021, I didn't choose older makeup because there is a lot of makeup that I'm loving currently that I tried in 2020 and I raved about already. So these are all not necessarily new releases to 2021 for the most part, but there are a few things that are a little bit older but new to me. And this is a collaboration with my beautiful friend Tara Brooke. I absolutely love her channel. I will watch every single one of her videos no matter what the topic is, which also just shows how good of a creative person she is, because every single video idea that she has, I'm like, oh yep, I want to film that too, because she is just such a good creator. She's very, very consistent, way more consistent than I am, and really am inspired by her. And I love her content. It's like sitting down and talking to a friend, but she's still really well spoken, very honest, and we like a lot of the same type of makeup, cream makeup, natural makeup. So if you're into that, you'll definitely be into her channel. And if you like my content, you will for sure like hers, because hers is 10 times better than mine. So definitely go check her out. I'm really excited to see what she chose. There are like I think there's 4 things out of my pile that she tried in 2021 as well, but everything else that's in her video is probably going to be something that I don't have or isn't in my video. So it's going to be different for both of us, so go check her out. And yeah, let's get into my top 10 favorites of 2021 so far. Okay, first of all, not makeup related, but I got this sweatshirt for my birthday, and WandaVision is definitely a 2021 favorite. It's not makeup related, but I loved this show so much. I love Wanda. She's my favorite Marvel character, and a lot of my family didn't love WandaVision, and I'm like, how do you not love WandaVision? It's so good. So if you watched it and liked it, let me know. I loved it. But anyways, into the makeup. The first thing that I just fell in love with, I loved it when I first tried it, but now recently I've fallen even more in love with it as I keep using it, and it's the Auric Glow Lust. Now I have the shade Selenite, and I don't love the shade. I think in the winter or whenever she releases something next, I might pick up the new Morganite shade because it's a little bit lighter and a little bit more neutral. This one is a good depth on me, but it's really peachy. I'm wearing it today. I have a little bit of concealer on top, but I don't know if you can tell that it's just a little bit dark and a little bit peachy for me, but this formula is so good. It's nice and hydrating, and it's not metallic-y at all. It's like a lit from within glow that really shines through your foundation. You can wear it as a primer. You can wear it as like a tinted moisturizer, which it'll be really glowy, but it just cancels out a little bit of the redness. I like to wear it on my under eyes, which Tara actually taught me as just like a reflector, so you don't have to wear as much concealer or any at all. Mix it in with my foundations. It's just such a versatile product, and it's such a luxury formulation. It's on the thicker side. Sorry, I don't know what all these sounds are, so if you're watching this video, I recommend not watching with headphones so you're not distracted by the AC on the outside. But such a luxurious formula. It's a little bit thicker, but it's really easy to rub in. I just kind of put some on my fingers and rub it around my face under my foundation wherever I want it, or I'll mix it with like my Super Goop Unseen sunscreen, which I don't wear as my only sunscreen, but as a primer, I'll mix this in with my foundation. I just love this product so much. Really great formulation. The packaging is nice and heavy, and I cannot wait to see what else Auric puts out. Sam mentioned that they're extending the range of one of their existing products at the end of summer, and I'm guessing that'll be the eyeshadows, not the Glow Lust. And then for Christmas time, they're releasing something in a limited edition packaging, and it's either like an eyeshadow palette or like a blush palette, and I'm so excited. I just want everything that Auric puts out because formulation is so good, and of course I love Sam's makeup taste. So huge favorite of mine that I've fallen back in love with now that I'm mixing with other things and it's not so dark on me. But my second favorite, I'm not going to talk about for a long time because I feel like I rave about this product in every single video lately, but it really is that good, and at least for me it is. So this is the Fenty Beauty Eavesdrop Blurring Skin Tint. I'm over halfway done with this bottle. I think this, if you've been watching my Shop My Stashes, this is all I wear. I haven't used a different foundation in like weeks, probably months, because this is so good. It's a really great shade for me, and I just love the finish of it. I use a little bit of Glow Lust, or just make sure I'm nice and hydrated underneath, and it glides onto the skin. I love using it with my fingers. That's my favorite form of application. I will apply it with my fingers. It blends out so easily. It looks exactly like skin, but it has the perfect amount of coverage that I really enjoy, and it doesn't look makeupy at all. It doesn't cling to anything. It doesn't get heavy. It's not sticky, but it's not drying, and it's not too glowy, and it's just perfection. I'm not going to rave about it too much, especially because everyone's skin preferences are so different that this might not work for you. But for me personally, this is absolutely my favorite foundation ever, and I probably won't own anything else except for this for a while once I use up my other things, because this is so good. Okay, I just had to take a break because the lawn people were all standing outside my window making a lot of noise. There still is a little bit of white noise, but I apologize. It's summer and it's gonna happen any day that I film. So anyways, continuing on, I picked one bronzer. My bronzer favorite of all time is the Fenty Beauty bronzer, but that was in my 2020 favorites. So the one that I've been enjoying a lot lately, and it's a newer release, is the Patrick Ta Creme Contouring Powder Bronzer Duo. I would have more usage showing on this if I wasn't trying to use up my Fenty Beauty bronzer, but I really enjoy this. I don't think it's as good as my Fenty one, but it is really good, and I love the convenience of having a 2-in-1. I honestly wish I could pack this home for my vacation because of how convenient it is, but this is the contour side, and on me, I don't think it's too cool toned. I think it's a good neutral tone that still brings shadow to the face, but it can like work as a bronzer as well. And then the powder is a little bit warmer, and it's really sheer, which I really like because it doesn't add too much pigmentation on top of a cream, so it just adds a little bit of warmth without being like too full-on super pigmented bronzers. They're both a little bit on the sheer side, which means when they're layered, it's the perfect concoction, and they're both different shades, so you're not getting like a powder and a cream of the same exact color. So I love this little duo, and I think it's my second favorite bronzer in my collection. I definitely prefer my Fenty one, but this one is really great, and I'm glad I got to try this one out this year. For blush, I picked two. I think I've only bought these two blushes. I think I bought powder blushes as well, but to me powder blushes don't really stand out. They're just nice to have. But my first favorite is the Melt Cosmetics Cream Blush Light, and I picked the shade Polished. I have two shades, but this one is definitely my favorite. First of all, I love the shade. It's like a grapefruit type of color, and when it's built up it does look like this, but sheared out it looks like a very natural blush color on my skin. It's like a color that I would naturally turn. But what stands out to me the most is the formula of this. It's like a slick oil that they pressed into a cream, and it makes it so it's super thin on the skin. It's not sticky at all. Very, very, very lightweight and easily blendable, and it lasts all day while still being a cream, and it almost sets down while still being really glowy because this is the shimmery formula. I don't know how to describe it, but normally I'm one to really set my face, but when I use these, I don't find the need to because they set down and they're still glowy, but like when I touch my face, it doesn't feel like there's anything on there. I don't feel these on the skin, and the formula is just amazing. I know these are in Tara's video. I just am so impressed by the formula. I would pick up more shades, but I'm not really sure what color I really would use right now, but the shade Polished is really great. It'd be awesome if they released bronzers in this formula. And then my other favorite is the Say Beauty Dew Blush. I featured both of these in my top 3 of every category video, and the only difference between that video and this one is I picked 3 from every category, but not all of those are like my all-time like favorites. They're just favorites in that category. This video is 10 things that stand out to me, and that's why you'll notice like I skipped concealer and highlighter because I really don't have products in there that wow me, and if anything they're older products. Like my favorite highlighters from 2020, favorite concealer is from 2020 as well. So a lot of the newer things and my top favorite like of my collection aren't gonna overlap with that video, so there is a difference. But the Say Beauty Dew Blush in Rosy, I particularly love the shade of this. It's a nice like neutral rose color that goes with everything, and really easy to blend this one out. It's a liquid, but you can use a brush or your fingers, and it blends out really easily. It's not too dewy, but it doesn't completely set down. It is still a little bit glowy, but I don't find them like super dewy like the M Cosmetics ones. But I particularly just love the shade on this. It's super easy to blend out and it lasts all day, so I love this guy. And then I have 4 eyeshadow picks and 1 lip product, so that's how the rest of the video is going to go. I have, of course, 3 single eyeshadows. You guys are not surprised. The first one is Auric Smoke Reflect and Temper. This is probably my all-time favorite product that I've tried this year. I love these Smoke Reflects so incredibly much. If they expand the shade range, I'll probably buy most of the new shades because I just love these. This cream took me a little while to get used to how to use it because it's more of a gel consistency compared to the whipped formula of the Charlotte Tilbury ones, and I find that they're best with the Rare Beauty eyeshadow brush and also not using too much. I find that when I was first using this, it kind of got a little patchy where I would put it on and some areas are more pigmented and some areas are more sheer, and that's just because it's a gel, so it gets really thin if you want it to, versus the Charlotte Tilbury ones are a like creamy formula that I feel it's pretty pigmented. So it just took me a while to figure it out, but now I have no issues, especially when I use the Rare Beauty eyeshadow brush. And the topper on Temper isn't as good as the topper on Defiance, but I love still the tone of it. I'm so sorry about that guy. It's just a little bit harder pressed into the pan, but I can still get a good payoff. It's just not as creamy in the pan, but I love the shade Temper more because it's of course that like pinky neutral shadow, and these are so good. I love the Smoke Reflex so incredibly much, and it's just such an easy eyeshadow look in a little duo. And then the Smashbox Always On cream eyeshadows, I haven't talked about these a ton, and they didn't make it into my top 3 single eyeshadows. I don't remember. I think the Charlotte Tilbury ones are the reason why this wasn't in here, but this really is so good. I'm so annoyed of the blonde people. I'm trying to hurry up this video because I need to still drive back to my house. I'm at my apartment right now, and it's about to start pouring and I want to get on the road before it does. So the Smashbox cream eyeshadows, these are so easy to blend. I use my Rare Beauty eyeshadow brush. I can really easily use my fingers with this, and the shade Guava I love. It goes with Melt Polished really well. It's really easy to blend out, and they're a matte liquid eyeshadow, so they have a really interesting texture. It's like it dries down, and it's not like the type of liquid where it's super liquidy. It's almost like it dries down. I don't know how to describe it. It's like a very soft matte texture. It's really nice. I just don't know how to describe it. You just have to feel it, but it's like a velvety kind of thing, and it dries down pretty quickly, so I would work fast with these, but they're not like a wet cream eyeshadow, if that makes sense. And I just love the shade Guava. It's a perfect summer shade. I can sheer it out really nicely to be a super sheer pink, which I find is really nice for every day, and I love this color. I still haven't tried the other color that I have, but Guava is really nice. The Kosas 10-second eyeshadow in Globe, it's not a new release at all, but it's new to me, and I love this one. It is not super sparkly or glittery, but it's a nice sheer color on the lid, and I just swipe on a little bit, blend it out with my finger, and it's literally done in 10 seconds. It's so easy. It's a nice neutrally brown with a tiny bit of shimmer, but it's just a little bit of something when you like move your head, but it's not anything super extra, which I actually like for every day, and I can tell that I'm going to get a ton of use out of this when I go back to classes and just need to swipe something on the lid. But I love this one. I don't think I'll pick up any other shades unless maybe they release a new one, but this one in particular is just a really great shade and easy to work with. And then the palette that I chose, I haven't been into palettes at all, and really my favorite palettes are ones that, well, I don't really have many favorite palettes, but I've been enjoying a lot of the ones that I already own. But the Huda Beauty Mercury Retrograde palette I got, and I've just fallen in love with. These tones are perfection, and the shimmers aren't super metallic. They're like a softer shimmer shade, which I really like. I'm really into that look. I'm not into the super metallic look right now, and the shimmers just are very nice in this palette. The mattes I find are all unique, and it's not like a bunch of shades of brown or a bunch of shades of pink, so each one really has its purpose in the palette. And I can do so many looks with this while all staying within like a very like soft everyday look, which I really enjoy because it still gives me a lot of fun. And I love this palette a lot. I got this on a really good sale during one of the Sephora sales, and I'm so glad I did because it's really the only palette that has stuck out to me this year. And then my top lip product that I tried this year, because you guys know my Tower 28 glosses are also my favorite, but the ones that I tried this year, the Glossier Ultra Lips, these are so good. It's a thin formula, and it's on the sheerer side, but it still has a good amount of pigment. The M Cosmetics lip cushions, I think I don't like as much as these because those are a lot more pigmented, and I find that they can emphasize things on your lips more versus these are like sheer. Like your lip color still shines through a little bit. Of course, the deeper ones are a lot more pigmented, but the formula of this is nice and cushiony. I have a whole review video up, so I'm not going to go into it because I described these in length in that video, but I've been using the shade Villa a lot, so I really love it, and so glad I picked these up because these are so good. They're not fragranced, and I love the shades of them. So those are my top 10 lip product, no, not lip products. Those are my top 10 products of 2021 that I've tried so far. Of course, I will be doing an end of the year favorites, and I will be including any products in this video that are still favorites by the end of the year. So you will get that update, but I think it is nice to kind of get a mid-year check-in to see what I'm loving. And right now I'm honestly not in the mood to try any new makeup. I'm just kind of over it because I feel like there are no good launches. I have everything I need, and like these 10 favorites are things that I'm glad I tried this year, but other than that, there's really not much else I would add to this video if I had an unlimited number of spots. So I'm really excited to see what Tara picks. I think we'll have a few similar picks, but again, she tries out different things than I do. So I'm really excited to see hers. Be sure to go check her video out, give her a subscribe, thumbs up, all that, because she is just an amazing human being, and I wish we lived closer because I think we'd be BFFs. But anyways, thank you guys for watching this video, and I will see you in my next one. Bye.